Welcome to all of you in today's lecture. I am here, Professor S.R. Chakne, Assistant Professor of Agronomy at Sadhguru College of Agriculture. Today we will discuss about the lecture number 3, that is atmospheric pressure, its variation with height. So firstly we will discuss about the introduction of the atmospheric pressure. So the atmosphere is a dynamic medium and it contains the large amount of the various gases, water vapor up to a height of 400 kilometer. That means in our atmosphere that contains the huge number of the gases, water vapor, and that are present up to the height of 400 kilometer from the earth surface. Then these all the gases exert their weight on the surface of the earth. Thus, the presence of water vapor in air that decreases the pressure. That means when there is the water vapor which are present in the air, they are responsible for decreasing the air pressure. The air that extend above the earth surface in different layers called the atmosphere. Then the pressure exerted by the atmosphere, that is called as a atmospheric pressure. So the definition of the atmospheric pressure which is given here as the pressure which exerted by the atmosphere, that is known as the atmospheric pressure. Then the another definition of the atmospheric pressure, that is the weight exerted by the air column on the surface of the earth, that is also known as the atmospheric pressure. Then pressure which is designated by the letter P, so this pressure is equal to force upon area. So this is in short about the introduction regarding the atmospheric pressure. Then how this atmospheric pressure is measured? So for the measurement of the atmospheric pressure, that is measured by an instrument that is called as a barometer. So there are various types of the barometers which are used for the measurement of the atmospheric pressure. So there are four types of the barometers are there. First one is the Fortin's barometer, second one is the Q pattern barometer, third one is the aneroid barometer, and the last one, that is the barograph for automatic and the continuous record of the pressure. So these four types of the barometer which are used for the measurement of the atmospheric pressure. In among that four barometer, the barograph, that is also an instrument which is used for the measurement of the pressure, but the function of this barograph is that it measures the automatic and the continuous record of the atmospheric pressure. So this is in short regarding the how the atmospheric pressure which is measured by an instrument. Then there are various units of the pressures are there. The atmospheric pressure is measured in following unit. In that the first unit is the height of mercury column, that is measured in inches, centimeter, or in a millimeter. Then the second unit of the atmospheric pressure, that is a bar. So this bar is a force that is equal to 10 raised to 6 dynes per centimeter square, and that is 1 bar is equal to 1000 millibar, and that is equal to 10 raised to 6 dynes per centimeter square. And the another unit of the pressure, that is the given in a SI unit, that means a standard international unit, that is a Pascal. So in SI unit, the unit of pressure which is Pascal. So in these various units the pressure is measured. Then the atmospheric variation of pressure with height, or it is also known as the vertical variation. So after that the measurement or the units of the atmospheric pressure, we have to discuss here the variation of the pressure with height, or it is also known as the vertical variation of the pressure. So in that the air pressure depends on the density or the mass of the air. So basically there is the one important factor which is responsible for determining the air pressure, that is the density or the mass of the air. The density of air depends on its temperature, composition, and the force of the gravity. Again, the atmospheric pressure or the density of the air or the gases, that is depend on the amount of the temperature, then the composition of the atmosphere and the force of the gravity of the atmosphere. And then it is observed that the density of air decreases with increase in height, so the air pressure also decreases with increase in height. So generally we can see that the density of air, that is decreases with height. If the height is increases, the density of the air is get decreases, and due to that the air pressure is also decreases with the increase in height. Then at higher altitude, the less air means the less weight and the less pressure. As if we go at a higher altitude, there is the density of the air is less, that means the less air which is present at a higher altitude, therefore there is a less weight of air, and due to that it create the less atmospheric pressure. Then the pressure and the density of air decreases with increasing elevation. Again, there is one important factor which is responsible for the decrease in atmospheric pressure, that decreases with increase in elevation. Then the air pressure exert a pressure as it has a weight. Then the air pressure is highest at a sea level. Then again the air pressure decreases at a higher altitude because the height of the air column decreases, which causes a linear decrease in air pressure. Then the air pressure decreases at a higher altitude also because the density of air decreases. Then the air pressure decreases by about 3% for every 1000 feet of increase in height. That means if we go from the earth surface at a higher altitude, the air pressure which is decreases at the rate of about 3% for every 1000 feet of increase in height. For example, on the great Mount Everest, the atmospheric pressure is only 30% of the atmospheric pressure at a sea level. So this is an best example, as if we go at a higher altitude, the atmospheric pressure is goes on decreasing. Then the atmospheric pressure which is decreases with altitude due to two important reasons. So there are two important reasons behind the decrease in atmospheric pressure with increase in height. As first reason is the decrease in the height of the air column, which causes a linear decrease in atmospheric pressure, and the second one, that is the decrease in the density of air, which leads to decrease in atmospheric pressure. So these are the two important reasons are there, as the atmospheric pressure that decreases with increase in altitude, and these are the two reasons which are responsible for it. Then the pressure at sea level is 1013.25 millibar at 11 kilometer height. It is about 110 millibar. Then at 50 kilometer height it becomes 1 millibar, and at 80 kilometer height it is only 0.01 millibar. That means this figure shows that if the height is goes on increasing, the atmospheric pressure is continuously goes on decreasing. Then this indicates how rapidly the atmospheric gas becomes thinner to decrease the density, so the pressure is also goes on decreasing. Then the atmospheric pressure decreases on an average at the rate of about 34 millibars per every 300 meter height. Then the number of air molecules above a surface changes as the height of the surface above the ground, that is also changes. For example, there are fewer air molecules above the 50 kilometer surface than are found above a 12 kilometer surface. So this is about, in short, about the how the atmospheric pressure that is continuously goes on decreasing with increasing height. Since the number of air molecules above a surface that decreases with height, then pressure likewise decreases with height. So that is shown in the figure. At the near the earth surface, the atmospheric pressure is near about 1000 millibar, and when we go up to the height of 12 kilometer, it decreases up to 100 millibar, and at 50 kilometer height the atmospheric pressure will be only 1 millibar. So this also shows that as the height is increases, the atmospheric pressure is also goes on continuously decreasing. Then the most of the atmosphere's molecules are held close to the earth's surface by the force of the gravity. That means whatever the molecules, they are held close to the earth's surface, and only they are due to the gravity. Because of this, the air pressure decreases rapidly at first and then more slowly at the higher level. So that is also shown with the figure. Then since more than half of the atmospheric molecules are located below an these molecules are located below an altitude of 5.5 km, atmospheric pressure decreases roughly 50% within the lowest 5.5 km. Then above the 5.5 km, the pressure continuously goes to decrease, but at increasingly slower rate. So that shows that how the atmospheric pressure, that is rapidly changes with height. Then there are some important terms related to the atmospheric pressure. In that, the first term, that is then at isobar. So what is an isobar? So this isobar, that is defined as the line on a weather map that joining the places having the same atmospheric pressure, that is known as a isobar. These isobar are plotted on the map to show the distribution of the pressure. So generally these isobars, they are plotted on a weather map, and that shows the distribution of the air pressure. Then isobars are drawn at a pressure interval of 2, 3, 4 and the 5 millibars. Then the closed isobar, that shows the rapid change in pressure. If the isobars are very close, then this shows that there is the rapid change in atmospheric pressure. Then when where isobars are closely spaced, a rapid or the steep change in pressure in right direction at a right angle to the isobar, that is indicated. As we have earlier discussed, as when the isobars are closely spaced, then these closely spaced isobars, that showing the rapid or steep change in pressure in the right direction at a right angle to the isobar. And when the isobar are widely spaced, a slow change in pressure, that is indicated. And in second condition, when the isobars are widely spaced, that shows that the slow change in the pressure, that is indicated. Then the two isobars never cross each other and must either form a closed curve or terminate on the edge of the map. If we have draw two isobars on a weather map, and these two isobars, they never cross to each other, that means they are in a straight line, and they must either form a closed curve or terminate on the edge of the map only. Then isobars are plotted on the map to show the distribution of the pressure. Generally the isobars, they are drawn at a pressure intervals of the 2, 3, 4 and the 5 millibars. Then the next point, that is the diurnal variation in the pressure. At a given station, the pressure shows two high and the two lows. Then in normal hourly pressure, a record for a day, two maxima, one measure at 10 am and the another, that is secondary minimum. Then the next important term, that is the pressure gradient or the barometric slope. So what is the pressure gradient? So the change in atmospheric pressure per unit horizontal distance in a given direction is called as a pressure gradient, or this pressure gradient is also known as the isobaric slope or the barometric slope. So what is the pressure gradient? So the change in atmospheric pressure per unit horizontal distance in a given direction, that is known as the pressure gradient. The winds are the result of this pressure gradient. So the pressure gradients, they are resulted due to the presence of the wind. Then the next important term, that is the isobaric surface. So what is the isobaric surface? So it is defined as, it is the surface in which at every point or at every place the atmospheric pressure is same, and that is why this surface is known as the isobaric surface. If there were no temperature differences, the atmospheric pressure have been same at all the places. If there is a no difference between the atmospheric temperature, then the atmospheric pressure is also being same at all the places. To represent the vertical pressure distribution, the lines of equal pressures are drawn. Then at the surface that shown by these lines, the atmospheric pressure is equal and the surface is called as a isobaric surface. Then the isobaric surfaces in the atmosphere that represent the various heights where the pressure is same, and therefore the two isobaric surfaces may not be parallel with each other. Then the next point, that is the vertical variation of the atmospheric pressure. The pressure at sea level is 1013.26 millibar. Then at 50 kilometer height it becomes only 1 millibar, and at 80 kilometer height it is only 0.01 millibar. This indicates how rapidly the atmospheric gas becomes thinner to decrease the density, and so the pressure is also goes on decreasing. The pressure decreases on an average at the rate of about 34 millibars per every 300 meters height. Here the table that showing the vertical variation of the pressure at the various height. The figure that shows that if the height is increases, the atmospheric pressure is continuously goes on decreasing. Thank you.